What's up, everybody? Welcome to Blooming with KK. I'm Kristina Knowles, but most people call me KK. If this is your first time here, thanks for tuning in. So today is a lot different than most of my previous videos. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel but you don't have any of my other social handles, follow me on Instagram at kkthegreatest. So last week I asked a few of my followers to ask a few questions that they want to know about me. So I picked 20 of my favorite questions, or the best questions I guess, to answer here on YouTube. So like I said, if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at kkthegreatest, and we can interact more and, you know, talk more about whatever you like to talk about. But I'm just gonna get into the questions. Okay, question number 1. What is the wildest thing? Why did I make this the first question? Okay, what is the wildest thing you've ever done? I think there's a lot of things wild I've done. I guess one of the wildest things I've ever done was probably travel to Europe 2 years ago by myself. 8 countries. Who would do such a thing? Like, I gotta be crazy. I mean, I would recommend people do it, but when I look back at it, at the time I was just 20 and I went to go backpack around all of Europe by myself. And there was thoughts where I was like, wait, what if you get abducted or something? But I didn't. Here I am. But I think that's the craziest, wildest thing I ever done, because that's not something people usually do. Most people travel in packs, groups at the same time. A lot of people are scared to travel by themselves, you know, because you're in a foreign country that you don't know and you don't know anyone. I don't even speak the other languages. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but not that fluent. And I speak English, even though some people can't understand me. But yeah, that was probably the wildest thing I've ever done. Okay, are you dating or do you have a boyfriend? No, I'm not dating. I do not have a boyfriend. I have been on this selfish journey for the last 2 years, and I thought it was only gonna be 1 year of self-healing and getting myself together and figuring out who I want to be, but I kind of just been enjoying it. There's still parts of myself that I'm still learning, and I think it's really selfish to date someone if you've not healed completely, and if you don't really know who you are, or what makes you happy, or what you want to do in life. That's really selfish, because you're here trying to invest yourself in someone else's life and you're not invested in your own. So not dating, never had a boyfriend. We'll talk about that later. What did I just flash y'all? Anyway, what motivates you? What motivates me? I'm really motivated by my passion, which is inspiring people. I'm motivated by my family, and I'm motivated by God and my island itself. When I think of what I've accomplished over my years, coming from the island where I'm from in the Bahamas, Eleuthera, I'm motivated to keep going. I'm motivated by the kids and the people who's walked with me along the way. And I feel like it's really selfish for me to give up on my journey when there's been so much people who has, like I said, walked with me along the way and didn't give up on me. So why quit? Why give up now when I've made it this far? What did you use to grow your hair? Let me tell y'all. Okay, I don't have the product with me. Actually, I do, but I'm just add a picture because I don't have it outside with me. Hair mayonnaise. It's a yellow cream or whatever. Comes in a green, well, clear bottle, and the top is green. Hair mayonnaise. I cut off my hair probably 10 years ago, and when I tell y'all it took about 10 years to grow back, not that I just been growing it the entire time. The hairdressers kept cutting my hair off without my permission, and now I'm scarred to go to hairdressers. Except chemistry. If you in Houston, go to chemistry. But hair mayonnaise, once I started using that, I seen drastic growth in my hair. I will actually post pictures of where my hair was 3 years ago compared to where it is now, both curly and straight. In 2017, I wouldn't even leave the house with my hair curly and out because I wasn't confident. It would just shrivel up, just was like hair. Everybody got their extensions. I don't know how to do them. I don't know how to wear them either. So I would just wear my natural hair, and then at the same time I wasn't confident because everyone walking around with their long hair, and here's my hair that up to here. anyway, hair manias is really all I did. Highly recommend. How's life with you in Houston? Houston has been treating me very well. I have been in Houston almost 5 years. August will make 5 years. I cannot believe it. Can I call myself a resident at this point? I always think about, okay, like, when you gonna leave, or where's my next move, and I can't really see myself parting right now, but Houston's pretty cool. When I go back, I definitely want to explore more brunch places and just get out a lot more. Like, most of the times my family visit me, I don't know where to take them. Can't recommend too much restaurants because I'm kind of just in a routine between work, training, and, you know, socializing with my very few friends. But I want to venture out to more restaurants and cafes, so that's what I'm going to do whenever I return. Number 6, what made you want to become a motivational speaker? That is a very good question. I'm going to share a quick story with you that I do not like my parents to share. Mostly my mother likes to bring it up. And when I was a little girl, when we'd be in the house, like maybe 6, 7, I don't know how old I was, very young, I would gather my entire family in our TV room and I would preach to them. I'd bring my Bible out, not sure if I used it or not, but I would preach to them. Don't ask me for any clips, I don't have them. Don't ask me for a past speech or something, I still don't have them. But it's always been something that I have enjoyed doing or have been passionate about from when I was a kid, not really thinking that, okay, this is what I wanted to do, but it's been something that I feel like has been one of my gifts. I always find myself motivating someone directly, or just sharing a word, or sharing something that I learned with other people, whether it's on my social media, whether it's directly towards someone. I'm always giving some type of motivational speech. So I don't think it's anything that I said, okay, hey, this is what I want to do. I think it's always been something that has been a part of who I am, if that makes sense. And within the last year or so, I've kind of just been trying to tap into it more. Instead of just sharing this gift with only a few people or keeping it to myself, I've been trying to be more open about it and sharing it with anyone who needs it. You know, it's kind of selfish, just keeping your gifts to yourself. So that's why I've just been more open about pursuing motivational speaking and tapping into it more. Next question. Would you like to work for yourself, and if so, doing what? I would love to work for myself. I would love to be my own boss babe. I would love to just work for myself, life coaching, motivational speaking, and in that area. Yeah, on television. That's why I did my undergrad in broadcasting journalism. Okay, so what was the last book you read? What was the last book I read? Currently I'm reading The Alchemist. Okay, so the last book I read, I don't know if this counts because it's more like a picture book, but it has, you know, you could read, but it's very short. Count it if you don't. If you want, whatever. It's called Dance While You Can. It's a very simple book, teaching you to appreciate the little things in life. I count it. If y'all don't want to count it, y'all don't have to count it, but it was good for me. What is your biggest pet peeve? It's when you're talking about something like that's really passionate to you and you're really serious about, and someone laughs at it. Like, what's so funny? I had someone do that to me before. I was talking about, anyway, I don't have to tell you what I was talking about, but I was talking about something that has been very passionate to me, and they thought it was funny. Something I'm talking about is very serious and important to me. Don't kiki with me, because nothing is funny. Yeah, so we're gonna leave that there. Okay, if you could meet one famous person and ask them one thing, who will it be and what will it be? Obviously, if I can meet one famous person, it'll be Beyonce. That's a no-brainer. I call myself Little Beyonce, for goodness sake. If you know me, you know I call myself Little Beyonce. And then if I had to ask her one thing, maybe it'll be something along the lines of, with all her success, what has been for her biggest accomplishment? She is such a huge inspiration, my inspiration. I seen a quote somewhere before that said Beyonce wasn't built in a day, and that spoke volumes to me. Okay, so this next question is very funny. Do you believe all guys are trash? No. Most. Perhaps. All. I think it's one or two that aren't. Does it sound like I have a problem? No, absolutely not. What are your 3 top priorities or values? God, family, purpose. When was the exact moment you knew you wanted to go to the Olympics? Very good question. As you can tell, it's a very personal question, because if you know me, you know I want to go to the Olympics. If you don't know me, you would never think to ask this question. The exact moment I knew I wanted to go to the Olympics and be an Olympian would have been either 2009, 2010. I need to check my trophies. I think it's 2010. I was in Andros, it's an island in the Bahamas, for a track meet. Their track is made out of concrete, but guess what? We had a ball. We really used to perform on that track. So the previous year, I had won the track meet, got a bunch of silver medals. I came second in the 400, and that whole rest of the year, the following year, up until the track meet, I trained because I won this gold medal in this 400. So long story short, we came back 2010. I'm pretty sure it's 2010. We went back, and usually back then I would run the 400, 800, 1500, long jump, high jump, 4x1, 4x4. Did all of those during a track meet, 2-day track meet. And I ran the 400 against one of my good friends today, who went to North Andros High. I represented Eleuthera, Central Eleuthera High School, and when we ran the 400, I was behind, you know, up until like the last 100 meters, and I just kind of like kicked the last 100 past my friend, hey Barbie, and I won the 400, and I was like, cool. I was hype. You know, if you ever go to track meet, Andros, they have speakers, they have an MC, the crowd is going crazy, there's many schools, so it was a hype event. It was very hype. So anyway, fast forward a couple events, like 3 events, whatever, it's time for the 4x4. So my school, Central Eleuthera High School in North Andros, was going neck and neck to win the whole event. And I know we had this 4x4. And I was tired from the 400, but I was like, okay, me, Tanya, Shelly, and I believe it was Tiny, we had to run this 4x4. And the same girl who beat me the previous year in the 400, I just barely beat in the 400 this year. Me and her had the last leg. We was anchoring it together. First leg go, and just bring the baton round in first. I'm like, okay, pressure's on. Second leg, you know, Central, you know, I don't know who was running that leg, but we brought it back in first. So third leg goes, and this thing is neck and neck. Keep in mind, there's other schools in there. Long Island is there, Exuma is there, and we just ran in our little hearts out. Well, I hadn't ran yet. The crowd is going crazy. Third leg goes, Andros has the lead and is opening a gap on my school, and I can feel my heart racing still to this day, because I'm like, okay, we have to win this race. And I'm like, and this girl who I run it against is a really good runner, so how am I gonna beat her if she got a gap on me? Like, how am I gonna beat her? How are we gonna win this race? So I just get the baton. I'm here like, come on, come on. I get the baton and I get out, and I'm just like, you gotta go, you gotta close down the gap. My immediate response was close down the gap. That was the first thing I was thinking. So after we get on the back stretch, you know, I close down the gap and I'm right behind her. I mean, foot for foot right behind her. And as I'm running, I'm like, okay, do I pass her now or do I just stay here? I stayed there. They have a very long track also. So as we come around, you know, the final bend and we get on the home stretch, not at the 100, I would say like more like the 70-meter mark, I literally just kicked and I could feel my legs just so tired. and people just screaming, and I don't know how I passed this girl, but I kicked and I pumped my little arms to go, and we won the race. I passed her, we won the race, and me and my team was just jumping up and down, screaming, and then we was like under 17 girls or something like that, or maybe under 15, I don't know. We was really young, like I was probably 14 or something like that. So yeah, we probably was under 15 girls. And I remember after we finished, me and my good friend Eleuthera at the time, and the rest of the girls on the team, I like huddled us all together, and I was like, they know our name, heard where we're from, 2012 Olympics, here we come. And we just kept like repeating it over and over. It's like something you see in the movie. It's like, they know our name, heard where we're from, 2012 Olympics, here we come. And it was one of the best feelings to this day. Like I said, I can still feel it in my chest right now. I was so excited. And it's really funny because I didn't know anything really about the Olympics, but I knew I wanted to get there. I never even trained really on a track. I had to go to NASA for track meets and run a track, and that'll be me. And I didn't even know what it took to get there, but I just knew that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to make the Olympics. Fast forward, I didn't make the 2012 Olympics. Didn't make the 2016 Olympics due to injuries and stuff. 2020 Olympics, we all know what happened. That's canceled. So yeah, your girl is still on that journey, chasing that Olympic dream. And like I said, back to I guess the question about what motivates you, I'm motivated by the people around me, the people that have walked with me along the journey, the people that maybe didn't get the opportunity to achieve their dreams, not because they didn't want to, but you know, sometimes you just can't keep going. Sometimes you have to chase another dream, or sometimes life gets in the way. So I'm doing it for all the people that life got in the way of, you know, and for the people who, you know, I know could have been there with me and could make it with me, but didn't really have, the cards didn't play in their favor. So that's why I keep going, and that's when I knew I wanted to go to the Olympics. Yeah. Next question. What is the biggest lesson life has taught you? I say one of the biggest lessons life has taught me is to always have your own back. The reality is that sometimes you trust people so much that when you lose them, which you will in different circumstances, you sometimes lose a little bit of yourself. Or sometimes you could believe in people so much that when they let you down, you let yourself down, and it hurts. So I think the biggest lesson life has taught me is to have your own back, believe in yourself, count on yourself, bet on yourself. You know, invest in yourself instead of other people, because people will let you down for every time. What is your goal in life? I have many goals in life. Many goals. I have the goals to, I want to be an Olympian. I will be an Olympian. I'm one of those people that don't believe in telling the whole world your goals, so I'd love to share them with you. I just shared one huge goal with you, so we're just gonna cut that there. How quickly do you jump to conclusions about people? So I don't think I jump to conclusions about people very quick. I usually took people at face value. Like if you show me that you genuine, or you show me that you are a fun person to be around, cool person to be around, I'm gonna take it as it is until life showed me that I have to have my own back. Now more so, I study people. Yeah, I ain't meeting you at face value anymore. Y'all be finessing and faking. What do you love about traveling? The freedom. I did that whole solo travel thing because I wanted to escape time. I wanted to liberate myself, and that's really how I felt. Like I have videos of me when I jumped off the bridge, and I was like, oh, I feel so alive, I feel so free. And that's really what I like. I feel like I escape whatever I'm going through in life, and I escape my world, and I enter a whole different world by traveling. It's really the most freeing thing that I've ever done. What did you study in university, and what motivated you to study it? Long story short, I ended up graduating with my degree in broadcasting journalism. I wanted to interview people. I wanted to find out their why, what their story was, what pushed them to become who they are today, and mainly athletes. I wanted to interview athletes and figure out what their story was and ask them like deep questions. What inspires them? What kept them going when things got hard? I'm not doing much journalism now. I had interned with ABC during my undergrad. However, I do feel like a lot of what I'm doing still today is still working in that field. To say that God isn't going to continue my path in that direction. So just trust in Him and following my purpose and letting Him guide me. What is your favorite race to run? My favorite race, so my actual event is the 800. However, my favorite race to run is the 400. It's never been my best race, mainly because I never really trained for it, especially being on Eleuthera. A lot of girls who was from Nassau did train for it, so of course they was much faster than me. So I just kind of stuck with the middle distance racing, 800, 1500, because I was really good at it. I could do whatever I could here and still go to nationals and medal. So that's how come I just kind of got thrown in those middle distance races. But I really love the 400. And this is the final question. Wow, we went through it so fast. What do you love about the Bahamas? For me, I love just being home. I've been to many different countries before, and I can always say that nothing is better than the Bahamas. It's something that's just so liberating about being here, and it just makes your heart happy. I mean, once I in the plane leaving Houston, I see that water change, I'm just like, I am home. Like, for me, this is like God's sacred place. Not this in anybody else's country, but for me, this is the place that I can come back to and remember who I am and figure out where I'm going and talk to God and actually hear Him answer me. And when I hear it, it just makes sense. When I'm here, I don't really think about too much things that are going wrong in my life, because I could just look at the ocean and see that it's gonna be okay, or watch the sunrise and I know that there's still hope in this day. And you know, you kind of forget the worries of the world. You kind of forget your own worries, and you just appreciate being alive. I think that's what I love so much. And you know, they say there's no place like home. So for me, it's family, and family just isn't the people that are your blood relatives. It's your neighbors, it's the people in the community, it's your teachers and your nurses and just the people in general. I feel like everyone is my family because, like I said, I've been on this journey so long, chasing track, and I could run on the park right now and have someone telling me, keep at it, and I'm looking like I do not know who that is, or you look familiar, do not know your name. But you know, everyone is family, and I guess I could speak more so on that growing up on a small island. I'm pretty sure it's different when you live in Nassau, aka the city, but Eleuthera is my home, and I can speak for Eleuthera. I hope you enjoyed these 20, I guess, facts about myself. It definitely opened up about some things, or a lot of things that people don't know about me. I'm a really big person on, like I said, keeping a lot of my personal stuff or passions to myself, because people be praying against your plans. Keep most of them to yourself, but I could have shared these couple things with y'all, seeing that people took the time to ask. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at kkthegreatest, Facebook Blooming with KK, and yeah, comment below if you have any other questions, I guess, or tell me how you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all next time. And remember, wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. Bye.